Hey, it's Pastor Mike. Before we get started with today's episode, I want to encourage you to check out our other Time of Grace podcasts, like Bible Threads with Dr. Bruce Becker. Bruce has an amazing way of going deep on some of the coolest things in the Bible, teaching us things that maybe we never learned before, despite years and years of Bible reading. If you're interested, just search for Bible Threads wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And now on to today's episode.
As you read through Mark chapter 10, you see how James and John, the sons of Zebedee, had a very bold request for Jesus. They said, "Give us whatever we want." Contrast that with what you hear from Bartimaeus just a few verses later. As Jesus is walking by, this is what Bartimaeus called out. So when Bartimaeus heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth going by, he began to shout, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And think about this. Just picture the event of that day and picture the environment that's going on. When it says that Jesus had a large crowd, don't just think like a few dozen people or even a couple of hundred people. Think thousands. It was common for Jesus to have thousands of people that would follow him. There's this huge group of people following Jesus out of the city of Jericho on their way someplace else. And now here's this blind man, this beggar, calling out from the side of the road. People must have been thinking around him, "Well, who do you think you are? Why do you think Jesus would hear you?" And sometimes I wonder the exact same thing. Maybe you do too. Of all the prayers that people are praying in the world right now, why would mine be significant to him? Or of all the problems that people have in this world, why should I cry out to God for help? Like, why would he listen to me? And I'm sure the people who listened to Bartimaeus crying out for mercy, they were telling him, "Be quiet. Why are you bothering him?" But here's the incredible thing we learned from the story of Bartimaeus. God hears people like me and you. He's listening, and he does answer. What Bartimaeus knew is what we also need to learn, which is God doesn't hear us because of who we are. He doesn't listen to us because of how we've been behaving. And he doesn't give a special ear if things are going really wrong. You always have an open window to God because of who he is. You see, James and John, the disciples of Jesus, they appealed to Jesus on the basis of who they were, but not Bartimaeus. He simply said, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." By calling him Son of David, that was a clear reference that Bartimaeus believed that Jesus was not just a teacher, but this was his Savior. So would you think about that the next time something's happening in your life and you feel like crying out to God, but you're not sure it's going to be significant to him? It is. God hears, God answers, not because of who you are, but because of who he is. God is your Father. He is your Savior. He is your friend. He is with you. And because of who he is, you can cry out to him with all that you need.